Testing, testing. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back, me. Welcome back, you. Welcome back to each other. Welcome back to each other. So today, grab your water, okay? Grab your water. Get your comfy stuff. Get a pillow, and let's align. We're going to be talking about some stuff. I got a slight head cold because if you follow me on social medias, I made mention that my eldest child has started pre-K. Yes. And on the 5th day of pre-K, he came back and everybody got sick. He's here coughing dead in your face. I'm like, please. I wish it was ethical to put a little kid in a bubble when they do get sick. So, like a bubble with little arm sockets. So you can put your arm in and hug your kid, but also you keep your germs over there, my boy. So I got things to do. Okay? You need me to help you through this time? Don't give me your germs. Thanks. Little kids are very gross. They're very nasty. Lots of bodily fluid. But that's not what I'm here for. That's not why I'm talking to you today. I want to talk about a topic that has been on my heart and my spirit for quite some time. And it's kind of like the do's and don'ts of working with energy practitioners. Hello. I'm Drew. I've been an energy practitioner for 8 years, varying between sound healing, Reiki, chakra balancing. Reiki and chakra balancing, kind of synonymous. I used to be a tarot reader. Now I'm an energy reader. I graduated. A spiritual painter. Like I'm rooted in spirit. Okay. And then everything else is branching out of that. So I've been doing some heavy work for about 8 years, and it's honestly my life's work. I love it. I could do it for free. I've done it for free. So I'm coming through a perspective as someone who has that background. And then also, my research, I'm studying integral transpersonal psychology. So that's talking about like human consciousness. It's like I'm learning about the research behind all of the modalities that I have, yoga, sound healing, meditation, all of those things. I'm learning about the research behind it. So I'm adding on to that expertise. So I'm coming at this lens through both a research back as well as expertise back, as well as a participant of, because I'll be sharing some of my stories of me experiencing these services as well as giving them out. Like my failures of like, girl, you don't have any business doing that. That is above your pay grade. What are you doing? Type of story. So it won't be as dramatic. I definitely laid it on thick there. But, okay, so let's talk about the do's. I'm always turning my daggone lights. And I thought you can see it in my glasses. I thought I was doing it. But, okay, there we go. So, do's. When you go to an energy practitioner, whether it's a tarot reader, a chakra, Reiki practitioner, sound healer, I recommend you vetting your practitioner. Okay, so what do I mean by vetting? You want to ask them, what is your expertise? Did you just get a certificate off of Udemy? And not to belittle Udemy certifications, because I got classes on Udemy, okay? And I put my work into it. But a lot of people go to Udemy classes and get certified and they think that's enough. And they're missing a more whole rounded approach to it. So just getting a one-off certification and just like, I got it, I'm going to go out here and help the people, you can actually be doing more harm than good, even if your intention is to help people, right? So I know of someone who was a Reiki practitioner and they didn't know, someone told me about this story, but they didn't know that they were supposed to be meditating. What? A Reiki practitioner does not know that they should be meditating? What? What? How are you helping people when you're putting them in a state of meditation, a state of rest, and you are acting as a divine conduit to help move energy around or pinpoint energy or ailments or what have you? So you want to make sure that your practitioner is well-rounded, well-versed. And you be the determination person. You be the determination person. You make that choice on what your standard is, right? So if you want someone with at least 1 year experience, 5 years experience, 10 years experience, you want someone who has a bunch of reviews that are reputable, you make that that base for yourself. I know I went to, here's a story. I used to frequent a lot of Mystic Markets. It's like my playground, right? And at the time, I had a friend who was getting married. This information is important. I am married currently, and that information is important as well. As I was walking around, somebody was doing like free readings, right? It was like a free rune reading. So I was like, let me go in against my better judgment too, because I definitely felt it in my body, like my discernment, like, girl, you don't need to be aligning with this person. But I did anyway. I was like, well, it's free. Free is not always good. So anyway, I shook the runes up and I dropped it, and I got the I can't remember it. I used to read runes a long time ago, and it's like I forgot all about it. But it was basically marriage and break up kind of a thing. And the practitioner was like, oh well, just maybe your marriage is maybe your marriage is ending. And I'm like, first of all, I was like, really? Okay. And my intuition filled in the blanks for me, right? And later on and down the line, I understood that my friend at the time who was getting married, that friendship was dissolving. Okay, so literally she got married and our friendship completely dissolved. Not necessarily my marriage dissolving, but that practitioner didn't take the time to, one, know what she was doing, and two, to delineate, to break apart the message, to make it make sense. And I feel as though it is your practitioner's ethical responsibility to hold space properly. So if you're going to be offering, free or not, at some bare minimum, it is your space, it's your responsibility to help land the person, the patron, if you will. So what does that mean? For sound healing, that looks like me bringing people back. So if I'm doing a sound healing session and I just stop playing the singing bowls, I'm like, I'm done, I'm not really helping the participants come back into their body, right? Or come back into the present moment. So what I do is I'll play tunes where it's kind of like awakening, and then I'll walk them through, like, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, come back into your body. Let's take a couple deep breaths, sit up slowly, let's do a gentle round of applause to kind of shake the dense energy up. It is my ethical responsibility to make sure that I am bringing the people back. If I'm going to be holding space for any type of work, I got to do it ethically. And I think that, you want to make sure you're aligning with someone who definitely subscribes to being ethical in their approach. I've also experienced a reader. Now, this reader is, she passed. She was absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And, she planted seeds. So, okay, I got my notes because I'll just go. Okay, so we're moving on. We did do. So align, as background. Do make sure they have a background. Don't internalize information that doesn't feel good to you. So going back to that story about the marriage breakup, I didn't have to internalize it. And for a moment I did, because I had experienced many readers before, like, oh, this relationship's going to end. This was before I got married. And I knew, though, in my spirit that relationship wasn't the best for me. So I was just like, I don't want to have to go through this again. I have a kid. Like, I don't want to be a single parent, this whole thing. So it definitely invoked something that I needed to work through. But yeah, anyway, so don't internalize information. So I sat down with a very, very powerful practitioner. She was an energy reader. She has since passed, and she told me, she was like your sister's gonna try to how does she word it? My sister is gonna try to not sleep with my husband, but tempt my husband. And I allowed that information to fester in the back of my mind, because before then I was like, my sister, like my younger sister, my younger sister would never hurt me like that. Like, what are you talking about? But she was so right with other information that I was just like on edge. I was on edge. Whenever my sister would say the night, she's like, yeah, make sure she's not by herself with your man, da 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 da. I was like, what? And she also said, like, she was like, you're gonna be your artwork is gonna be famous, da da da. And I was like, I don't see it, girl. I'm 32 years old. As of today, right now, okay, my art has been in an art gallery. My art has been published in a research journal. But I do not think at this current point that my art is worldwide recognizable. If it is, please let me know so I can collect my check. Okay. So I think that for some practitioners, especially because I am a practitioner, we may see things and we may try to understand or break or glean that message to the best of our ability, but it's not always 100% accurate, right? So what I've noticed, like my sister, she wears booty shorts, but not even booty shorts. Like she just wears regular, reasonable shorts, but her butt goes, you know, like those little Mr. Gaddy ticket eaters. And it just naturally happens. It's not like she's hiking it up and flaunting herself around my house. I'm like, no. So I see things like that, but I don't think it's nefarious. Like I don't think it's rooted in anything other than, you know, her being comfortable in her big sister's home. So don't internalize information that, one, in your spirit, in your energy, it does not feel good to take that in. And some things that some practitioners don't recognize is that we can truly plant seeds of doubt, and we could do more harm than good. I used to work with a young lady who was a reader, and she saw another reader, right? And this reader informed her that, like, hey girl, you're going to be hospitalized in your late 20s, but you'll be fine. What? Why? What is the benefit? What's the benefit of informing someone that, even if it is to be true, right? How is that going to help them in the long term? If you know that they're going to be okay, what was the point of making mention of it? So I think, like, that goes again back into ethics of the practitioner, of keeping the bigger picture in mind. What needs to be communicated? What why? So again, internalizing what resonates with you versus what you want to push away. Now, keeping in mind, like, if a practitioner's like, this man is not good for you, and you're getting your ass beat, you know, at home, and you're pushing it away because of some other psychological thing, really sit with that. Really take a step back and look at your present circumstances, and just make sure you're validated, not validated, but just backing it up with your truth, your actual truth, not your subjective truth, your objective truth. Like, okay, what's happening? This man is physically harming me. Okay, this person said he's not good for me. Okay, 2 and 2 is adding up. Okay, so making sure you're doing your part and balancing that information is also good. Oh, okay. Going back, you want to vet your practitioners, but ask them their belief system, because if they're working, if they're doing the work, they're most likely aligning with some type of source, right? So I personally work with source energy, creation energy. You can put whatever name you want to put on for you. I will not be boxed. Okay, I will not. You see my little Buddha statues in here. I'm not Buddhist. I thought I was at one time, but I just couldn't commit to it, and I don't like the feeling of being boxed in spiritually, because I've viewed so much truth in other spaces. But I digress. Now, you want to ask the belief system, one, to make sure it's aligning with you. I actually work with a lot of people who are Christian. I've worked with other people like Ifa and stuff like that. So I try to be as informed as possible with the people I'm working with, so I know how to best approach their deities, because there are different deities you have to go through. Christians is a little easier to just go in, but people with Ifa, like, literally, it's like fortress. Like, I'll see their ancestors surrounding them. They're like, do you have clearance? Do you have a pass to be over here? So I try to be as tactful as possible when working with different people. Now, I bring this up because I have worked with people, again, at the Mystic Market, you work with a whole bunch of different people. I worked with people who align with things that are not of high vibration and light. Not to say like they're demonic, but they're heavy. And so you have to understand, as above, so below. Just as like parasites exist here, energetic parasites exist. Energetic parasites of lower vibration exist to stray you from self-actualization, light, love, peace, joy. There are literally energy beings of chaos that can attach themselves to hosts and continue to perpetuate chaos. And so you want, if you're going to open yourself up and allow someone to step into your energy, whether energy readings, yoga, sound healing, whatever practice that you are interested in, do yourself a service and vet them. What source do you use to hold space for your work? Do you have any altars in the place? If you as a Christian or anyone else are feeling uncomfortable with altars in your space, make sure you're aware. Now, there's altars everywhere. You go to get your nails done, there's an altar right at the front door. Okay, sorry to break it down to you. So you just want to make sure that you're doing your due diligence and vetting and making sure the person that you are aligning with, their belief systems align in the sense of supporting you. Now, typically you go to the doctor, you don't care what the doctor practices, but the nature of the business of spiritual work is very important because they're literally opening themselves up to be a vessel of channeled energy above them to help you. So you want to definitely keep that in mind. Okay, so don't, again, using your discernment, do not align with anybody who's doing money grabs. Like, I see it a lot. I've literally heard stories that someone, a psychic had told someone that they are literally being hexed, and it'll be an additional charge to remove that hex. I'm so sorry. What? Now, that's not to say that doesn't happen, okay? Because there's some wayward people in this world who definitely do they do, okay? But this person was like, okay, it was a charge here, then it was a charge there, and it was a charge there. So it's just like, how much money can I get from you? And the nature of our work is so sensitive. Like, we're really cracking the person open and soothing and moving energy around, that I feel as though it's unethical. Apparently, this is not do's and don'ts. We're talking about ethic. If it's ethical spiritual work is what we're talking about. That is the main topic, and everything else is subtopics here. But I just don't feel as though it's ethical. And as a matter of fact, when I hold space for people, I do not like to handle money afterwards. Let's handle this money first. Pay me up front. And then we can get to the soul to soul connection. I don't want to be in that space, and I don't want to be in such a vulnerable space with you. And then, okay, let's close it up. Money, please. I don't want to deal with that. I'd rather, okay, let's handle our business first, and let's get to this other business second. Because how I do it, I take the money, we do the work. After the work, I close up, cleanse, move on. So it's a good flow for me. And then that way I let spirit really use me. I go as long as I need to go. I get the message out, but while respecting my boundaries. So I don't want to do a money grab. And as a matter of fact, you book time with me, I'm teaching you. I'm literally sitting down and I'm like, my goal is for you to learn how to do this on your own. You should know how to take care of yourself energetically. So when you book time with me, yes, I'm doing sound healing. Yes, I'm reading you down. Yes, I'm doing all these things, but I'm also talking you through it, and I'm teaching you how to do it. And you leave with resources, a workbook, a worksheet, something. You can then message me afterwards and ask me if you have any questions. Like, hey, Drew, I this is happening. Okay, girl, boo, boo, boo. Here. And if it's going to take too much of my time, then I said, you might want to book a session with me so we could go deeper into it. Right. Again, I'm very, very passionate about the work that I do. And so I want it to be balanced for everybody involved. Like, I want it to be balanced for me as the practitioner, but also as the person, because I've been there before where I just felt so lonely and just so helpless spiritually, where I'm like, what do I do? And I couldn't find a direct answer. I had to keep on this path. And so because I've gained this information, this knowledge, I want to just be able to offer that to someone in true help of, okay, let me hold your hand as you go through this transition. Let me hold your hand as you're going through this death and rebirth. Let me hold your hand as you're going through this scary time. It's okay. Here is a warm, soft place to land where you know someone is ethically going to be there and support you. So I'm gonna hop off my little soapbox now. Boop. But I've had, and another reason why I take money up front, and it's not a big reason, is if we look at a pie, 80% of everything I just said, yes. 20% is I've had someone literally try to run off with my money one time. And it was, I was doing work virtually, and I did a reading for not one but two, and the homegirl didn't pay me until 2 days later. And I had to straight up say, I really hope you are not taking my kindness for weakness, my girl, because what you don't want to do is do that. What you don't want to do is do that. I'm a very loving person. I really am, very kind. But I will get with you real quick, okay? Storm is her name, and she's over here. She will come out, okay? And if I send it above me to my team, what the person say, it's above me now. So she did send me the money, but I was like, I don't ever want to have to chase anyone. If I did the service already, I want to be done. I don't want to linger on and be like, hey girl, oh, if they're like, I've had it at markets, oh, my car's not going through. Okay, well, what, you need a charger? Or because their phone was dead, you need a charger? What do you need? How can I help you pay me for the work I've already done? So just to respect myself too. Yep. Anyway, so dues. Align with people with proper expertise. So we already talked about that, basically. We already talked about that. I've seen many times people just pick up a pack of tarot and are charging people how to read, and they are literally reading the definition in the book. Now, I ain't dogging you out, but at the same time I am. If that's what you're going to do, you are literally reading with training wheels on, and you're charging people to read with training wheels on. That is the equivalent of going to a triathlon, and you say, I got this, right? And you sitting there on your bike with training wheels. It don't make any sense. It don't make any sense. So, just definitely working with your expertise. Now, this also talks about specialties, right? So, and now I'm gonna talk my mess about me. When I was figuring out my kind of position in the grand scheme of things, I was doing all different types of reading, and the biggest readings that I would receive is love readings. Oh, love and money. That's what they're focused on, love and money. And at that time, I did a love reading for someone, and that person, I remember telling that person, I was like, oh, this person, it might be your twin flame. First of all, girl, who gave you clearance to say that? That's what, who told you to say that? I was saying to me, later down the line. And that's something that just really stuck with me, and I feel bad about it to this day, and I really want to release it because she's now married to someone completely different. But I had to learn, like, that's not my expertise. There's people who are really, really good at reading between two energies, even though things are constantly shifting, but that's not my expertise. My expertise is emotional healing. As of right now, I'm still developing every day, but I'm really good at pinpointing where you are emotionally, really more so energetically. Where are you in your spirit, your soul's evolution, and how your energetic body is lining up with that, and how to remove any blockages to move forward. So what does that look like? It looks like me helping people release past trauma to pull their energy into the present so they can get in alignment with what they want to create with their life, so they can utilize law of attraction manifestation. So I work with a lot of people with PTSD, so hence my doctorates coming in, my studies. So merging that specifically, I have a huge pool for people with developmental trauma, ACEs. So hence, remember I was talking about that ACEs series that I didn't finish. Yeah, I'm gonna finish it one day. Mark my words. When I'm done with this degree, we'll come back. But yeah, my specialty is working with people with developmental trauma, and how can they heal that inner child, bring them into the present. How can they integrate their shadow self, the things that are deemed undesirable within their heart, soul, and spirit, and integrate that in and glean and extrapolate that power and use that in their everyday. So my real expertise is energy healing and emotional balancing and organizing and stuff like that. Not relationship. I had no business doing that. And if you are by chance watching this, I am so sorry, girl. So sorry. But yes. Yeah, so I mean, that can even tie up back to what I was saying with the girl with the runes. Like her expertise, like she didn't even know what she was doing. And you know, it's a part of the process. Like, but I think the power comes in vocalizing and saying, "Hey, I'm new. I'm just starting out." Maybe donation based. At that time, I was doing donation based readings, so I give it to myself. Okay, but saying like, "Hey, I'm new. Would you mind sitting down and let me test this out?" Like doing it like that versus like setting up a whole booth and, you know, portraying something other than what you are would be, I think, most beneficial. And I've had readings, I guess energy practitioner, I've been focusing on readings, but I've personally had an experience where when I was doing a reading, all I could see was the person's lower back, like the tailbone, and I couldn't make sense of it. At that time, I was like, this is all I'm getting. I don't know what this means, and I don't want to take your money. This is a terrible reading. I'm so sorry. So I feel good in that. I feel real good with leaving that person like, hey, this is the best information that I have. So sorry. So just being transparent and forthcoming with your limitations and your abilities will go a long way in aligning with people who align with that. Okay, so that's the video. That's it. I'm done now. So if you're looking to do a yoga or sound healing or just something other than energy reading, because I know I focused a lot of my attention on that, but if you're looking for other practitioners, everything I said can be applied there, really and honestly. Yoga practitioners, yes and no. You just, with that, making sure you're physically comfortable with like being touched. Do they respect your boundaries? Do they respect your cues? Oh, another thing. If you're going to retreats and stuff like that, use your voice. You advocate for yourself. This is such a personal experience. If you do not want to be photographed while you are in downward dog, if you don't want to be photographed as you're sobbing, if you don't want to be photographed in general, vocalize that and say that. And if they're not respecting that, that is a good key and indicator that you are not in the right place. So making sure that that goes with every aspect of your life. If you're not being respected, you are not in the right place, my girl, my boy, whoever, my person. Okay, my person. You're not in the right place, and adjust accordingly. So I'm going to leave now. I hope you found this video entertaining and informational. Yes, I'm going to school for a doctorate, and I can barely work. I realized I turned like half my brain off during this summer. I'm about to start back up. I go to California soon for my retreat intensive, and I'm like, I've noticed that I shut off that really analytical side of myself, and I'm like, la 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 la, in my more creative, fun, free part of my brain. So, and plus I still have a head cold, if you can't tell. But yes, if you're interested in anything that I have going on, whether that's just keeping up with me more consistently, check me out on TikTok, House of Yodi. Instagram, I'm done with Instagram, to be high key, like for real. I hate it. There's just so many people watching me, and I don't like it. Don't watch me. Watch me, but don't watch me. Interact with me. I'm not a freaking trick pony over here shucking and jiving for your entertainment. Interact with me. Even though there's a screen, I'm still here. Hello. Don't leave me out alone. Anyway, so I don't like the vibe of that so much. So I really am enjoying YouTube and I'm enjoying TikTok. So you can find me there on those places. You can still go to Instagram. I'll do occasional photo dumps, but whatever. Check me out on my website, restorwellness.net, RESTOR wellness.net. I have a bunch of stuff. I got freebies. I got a free printable check if you were into manifesting. I got some digital workbooks, workshops. I'm going to be releasing a workshop coming up here in October. I'm still deciding if I want it to be free or not. I think I want to do 2, but I got to see where my energetic balance is. I definitely 100%. I'm doing a free one in October for Emotional Wellness Month for our 4th. I gotta count. Carry the. Okay, yes. This is the 4th annual Emotional Wellness Month. So I'll be discussing the gifts my mother gave me, and that is going to be talking about generational trauma. So it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be virtual. I don't know if I want to have it virtual to where we can interact. I don't. Maybe I might do it live here. I don't know. Well, I'll play around. I don't want it to be so, stuffy. So I might just do a live, and come up on here and then just capture it and put it up. It's going to be free, but then I also will have a paid one, and I'm definitely planning that out and breaking that down. And I have workbooks. I have a whole bunch of stuff. And if you want to work with me, hold on, girl, because I gotta plug myself every chance I get. This is not available for a physical copy yet, but it is available on my website for a downloadable copy. So if you have like an iPad tablet, it's perfect, because if you want to fill it out, you can. If you're a practitioner and want to explain to your client why, you can. If you have a scanner and you want the physical copy, you can scan it again and again. Hold on, I'm in the process of getting this printed, but you can get the digital one. You can print these sheets over and over again, as well as just filling them out digitally, and you can have it for your stuff. So I do have that. This is, everything that I've done to heal myself up to this point is literally in this book. I have research pages because that's a part of me. Like, I got research going on here, so I spent a lot of time on this. So check it out. If you're interested in working with me one-on-one, you can follow me on my website and you can book me there. I offer 30 minutes to 1 hour intervals. I offer packages. I do have a cap. So just to respect myself and my boundaries, and I got a family and everything like that, my cap is it doesn't matter. But seats are limited, let's just say that. So yeah, follow your girl. I love coming up here, and thank you if you've been watching my stuff. I appreciate you. Bye bye.